Hello, hello, is this thing on? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Is This Thing On? The third directorial effort from Bradley Cooper. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and the newest directorial effort from Bradley Cooper after Maestro and A Star is Born, he is traveling into the world of stand-up comedians and the idea of schlubby slash, down on their luck husbands who are taken away from their wives, who are separated from their wives. And the story is about a schlubby, down on his luck husband who's separated from his wife, played by, of course, Will Arnett, who finds some solace after his kind of downtrodden experience with trying to raise kids, with trying to deal with the fact that he's not with his wife anymore, by going to a comedy club or a stand-up club and performing live on stage. Well, Will Arnett is a comedian, so this seems perfect for him, but because he's not comedian in the movie, he is really terrible at it and kind of, as most comedians do, relives his experience of being like separated and stuff like that. But he finds solace in it. He finds friends, and this is a navigation of him trying to find something in his life, some peace in his life after everything that has gone downhill for him. And his wife, or his separated wife, is played by Dern, who's also trying to raise kids, actually has a boyfriend in this movie. He also has a friend who's played by Bradley Cooper, who plays this like stoner kind of airheadish individual. And then he has a mother and father played by Ebersole and Ciarán Hinds. And it's basically about a man just trying to find something in his life that makes him happy because, of course, his family life is going down the crapper. But it's also about how two individuals can work through all the traumatic events and what that takes and so on and so forth. So that is this thing on in a lot of respects. So Bradley Cooper has become a formidable force in the acting slash directing oeuvre of filmmaking. He has like 1,200 Oscar nominations at this point. So he's kind of found his niche. He's kind of found his groove, and he's become one of like the most important people in Hollywood, to be fairly honest. But he's an individual that started out, being the kind of jerk in like Wedding Crashers, and of course Hangover was like his big thing. And here he has a movie that is a little bit different, like his other two movies of A Star is Born, and of course Maestro, which was a Lenny Bernstein movie. And I was looking forward to this movie. I heard it was really good. It was actually the first movie I saw at Miami Jim's Film Festival. And the trailer was just kind of great. Will Arnett playing more dramatic, Laura Dern in another film where she could be really good. And once again, Ciarán Hinds in this movie, who's also a really talented actress. Sean Hayes is in this movie. Peyton Manning's in this movie. It was a movie I was looking forward to. Let's just put it that way. And it comes out here very soon in theaters. So that leads into my personal honest review of this movie, after seeing it at the Miami Jim's Film Festival. And I really love this movie. I may be one of the few that really loves this movie, but I really loved it because it's a movie about finding your niche. For instance, I felt very lost like Will Arnett's character does in this movie. And I decided one day to do a movie review channel called Movie Emporium. And it's not the highest, volume when it comes to views and, money making and stuff like that, but it's an outlet because it allows me to express myself. It allows me to be who I am. And I think that's what this movie is trying to do too. It's a guy who feels very lost. The very opening of this scene of this movie is Will Arnett staring into space at a festival. But as most parents do, as most grown-ups do, we have a tendency to want to find something in our life that really kind of sets us apart from who we are, and that's why we go through midlife crises and why we feel down a lot of times when we, if you have a kid or you have a spouse or whatever you have, you got to find something, find an outlet, find something that really kind of sets you apart. And that's what Will Arnett does when this movie kind of goes into full swing, is where he finds stand-up comedy, which he is known for stand-up comedy, but in this movie he finds stand-up comedy. And though he's terrible at it, it's like a breath of fresh air. It allows him to get past his darkness and his lostness and his soullessness, and it allows him to find some credence in his life. And then he finds some kind of passion that he's been missing with Laura Dern's character, the mother's character, and he has it's his friend Bradley Cooper and stuff like that. And it's a movie that is just very sweet in nature. It's very heartfelt. It's very honest when it tries to portray what it's like to be somebody who just needs to find something in their life. And Will Arnett is fantastic in this movie. I think it's one of his best performances in a career of great performances, like I said, with Lego Batman, and of course, playing as a Job or something like that in Arrested Development. But here, just watching his transformation from, like I said, the soulless lost guy to this guy who found purpose is really fun. And watching him with his kids, watching him play off Bradley Cooper's character, who is like one of the standouts of this movie, is really funny. Bradley Cooper does funny anyways, but he's really, really funny in this movie. It really is a thing that touched me when it came to what it makes me feel like when I feel lost and stuff like that. And then you watch all the corners of like his kids and how he reacts to everything, and watching how his parents feel so out of place, but there is a love that they have for him and the love for that Ciarán Hinds has for his son, who's played the Will Arnett character. Ciarán Hinds is also great in this movie. Like I said, fantastic, one of the best performances in the movie. The only problem is that the movie's too long. It kind of overstays its welcome, and I think Laura Dern, as good as she is a little short shrift in this movie. I think honestly she gives a much better performance than Jay Kelly, but I think the chemistry that she has with, of course, Will Arnett is palpable. I think it works. I think it's honest and earnest, and I think when she is working with him, I think there is a strength that she brings to her character, and I think it's, like I said, I think she's just much better than Jay Kelly, just because how her character and how Noah Baumbach writes for her. But the stand-up stuff is really funny. They bring in like real life comedians to kind of fill out the the thread-bearing pieces of the stand-up world and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's just a really entertaining movie. It's really heartfelt. It really just has a purpose and just a love for the characters that are on the screen. And I think that really shows in the dramatic portrayal of what Will Arnett is doing, because Will Arnett is an individual, like I said, like Adam Sandler and like Jim Carrey, who just exudes a different type of aspect to the world, and he gives a very transcendent performance, and I think it's really good. Is it Oscar worthy? Probably not, but for my taste, it just is a really well put together character. And once again, there's a lot of great moments in this movie. I think it's probably the lesser of the three Bradley Cooper's movies. I think A Star Is Born is just a really strong movie, even though it's an adaptation of like three other films. It is a really strong movie. I think Maestro has great performances more than the story. So actually, I'm going to put this as 2, because I think this is a much better film than Maestro, but that's just how I look at it. But that's Is This Thing On? It's once again a really wonderful film with a lot of great performances, and there's a lot of great heart for what it's trying to do. So overall, really enjoy it, really recommend. It'll be out very shortly in theaters, and then on VOD, I'm sure shortly after that. So check it out when it comes out. So there you go. Anyways, with that said, thank you so much for watching my review. I do appreciate it. In the comments below, what's your favorite Bradley Cooper performance? What is your favorite Will Arnett performance? Let me know in the comments. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. As always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, guys.